Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. July 25th, 2018. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all well. Look at this shit. I couldn't even clean up my mess before I came out and talked to you all. Lazy bastard. Anyway. Revealed. UN plans to flood America with 600 million migrants. Geez, how's that going to work out? And this is just an example of the fucking idiotic plans these people come up with, and another reason why we should probably be hanging them. In 2001, UN strategy document is getting fresh attention, or a 2001 UN strategy document is getting fresh attention in light of the migrant crisis, because it outlines the need to flood America and Europe with hundreds of millions of migrants in order to maintain population levels. Entitled, Replacement Migration. Is it a solution to declining and aging populations? The plan seeks to offset population decline and population aging resulting from low fertility and mortality rates. Well, I told you all yesterday that if they want people to be breeding, that they should probably, let us go. What do you mean, Eric, let us go? Well, human beings do not breed well in captivity. And we are all captive on this prison planet. Yes, we are. It contends that mass migration to the West is needed for governments to maintain many established economic, social, and political policies and programs. The strategy document sets out 6 potential scenarios for each country or region of the world necessary to meet this goal. Under the most severe scenario, large numbers of migrants will be required to maintain the potential support ratio of a population at the highest levels. Well, there's a little problem with this theory of theirs, this idea that these migrants are coming to these countries, or coming to America, going to Europe, European countries such as France, England, Switzerland, Australia. I could go on, but I'm not going to. They send these migrants there and they don't work. They're on welfare, so how exactly is that going to work out? What they're doing is taking third world people who behave in a third world fashion, and, trying to give them first world services. Services that shouldn't even be for us, but, Okay. In the case of the United States, under the most extreme scenario, the report states it would be necessary to have 593, what a nice round number, isn't it? 593 million migrants or immigrants from 1995 to 2050 on average, or an average of 10.8 million per year by 2050. Out of a United States total population of 1.1 billion, 775 million, or 73%, would be post-1995 immigrants or their descendants, as the report. So, $1.1 billion by 2050. I hope I'm dead by then, because I could not stand to be around that many fucking people. Okay, this is apparently an excerpt from the paper or document. Scenario, what is it, 6? Or, no. Scenario 5 keeps the potential support ratio at its 1995 value of 5.2%. Persons aged 15 through 64 for each person aged 65 or older. In order to keep the potential support ratio constant at the level, it would be necessary to have 593 million immigrants from 1995 to 2050, an average of 10.8 million per year. By 2050, out of a United States total population of 1.1 billion, 775 million, or 73%, would be post-1995 immigrants or their descendants. I told you all, and like how many videos back? Possibly 8 or 12, that these immigrants are here to replace you. Especially if you are white. If you're white, these people are here to take your place because they want you dead. And they're going to kill a whole bunch of us. Mark my words. A whole bunch. And given that Europe is already having huge problems integrating significantly fewer numbers of migrants, the numbers in this report are obviously fantastical. Yeah. I don't like that word there. The numbers, or the report, is obviously bullshit, yet the document does indicate that mass migration to replace the host population of America and European countries has been on the UN's agenda for decades. That's how these people work, by the way. They make plans, and their plans work over long periods of time. These motherfuckers are patient. They've been at this kind of shit since before the UN was created. So, the document is receiving fresh attention in light of the migrant crisis in Europe, which has seen over 2 million migrants enter the continent over the past 5 years, or few years. As we highlight in the video below, the argument that millions of migrant workers are needed to pay tax and fund pension liabilities is a complete lie, because large numbers of migrants do not find employment and end up on government welfare. So, you know, these people are here to replace you. Let's see here. No video clip.
Over 500.
Especially not this dickhead. Even though he's probably right about what he's about the migrant. I don't like Paul Joseph Watson because he is a political sycophant. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you because it ties into my next one. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, since this video is so short. This one is shtfplan.com, written by Max Slavel. Wealthy elitists plan to survive the apocalypse and leave us behind. See, they got to have replacements for this. For this. The apocalypse. You know, shit hitting the fan. Fires. Earthquakes. Volcanoes. Pestilence, maybe? Maybe. Famine. Starvation. And death. Anyway. Silicon Valley's wealthy elitists are preparing for the apocalypse, and their plans for survival do not include us. No shit. When the time comes, those same elitists plan to only save themselves. No shit. According to an article written by Douglas Rushkoff, published originally in Medium, apparently that's some sort of publication, those hedge fund bankers are all preparing for a major apocalyptic event, which the actually done the event. So they have a name for it, the event. So, you know, these motherfuckers know something most of the public do not. And, you know, we could probably be on that list of public that don't know what they know, but we can get a pretty good idea from just what's going on around the world in general. For example, the many earthquakes hitting Hawaii and Yellowstone, and then you have the one that or two that hit off the coast of Oregon there. You know, Yellowstone's gonna go, and it's gonna be fucking major when it does. Whether the event is to be artificial intelligence reaching singularity or a virus that brings about a major death toll, they wanted to be prepared, and they asked Rushkoff to fill them in. The elitist asked such questions as, which region will be less affected by the coming climate crisis? New Zealand or Alaska? Is Google really building Ray Kurzweil a home for his brain? And will his consciousness live through the transition, or will it die and be reborn as a whole new one? So I covered this already last week, but I can't stress to you, if they are enough, I can't stress to you enough, that if these billionaires are running around trying to get all this stuff done, then they know something, and that something is probably pretty terrible. They expect one of these events to happen. So, I'm going to hit this last paragraph. I'll leave the link in the description box below. The billionaires considered using special combination. Yeah, I already covered that. Okay. Max says this sounds like a dystopia of humanity's own making, and it also sounds like we should all be preparing. If the wealthiest billionaires are discussing literal slavery in their aftermath, or in the aftermath of the apocalypse, shouldn't we all be prepared to defend ourselves from such a fate? We already know our current master, the government, has no plans for any of us to survive. They do, however, have massive bunkers that can withstand nuclear wars built into sides of mountains. that are ready to use at any time. Yeah. So, if you don't have a couple of guns, a decent amount of ammo, a decent amount of food. When I say decent, more than a week's worth, more than a month's worth, more than 3 months' worth. Ways to purify water. There are numerous ways. Black mica. If you haven't heard of that mineral, I suggest you look it up. It is pretty badass. I'm going to order myself some of that. Then we have the water filters, right? I would advise nuclear rated water filters, though. Don't just get ProPure. That's the kind I use now, and they are very, very good. But after a major event like that, you're going to need nuclear rated water filters because of the, well, number one, Fukushima, that radiation is eventually going to concentrate. So, but number two, all the other nuclear sites here in the United States and the storage facilities from the nuclear waste. So you'll need a nuclear rated water filter. You really will. And life straws. Extra car parts. I mean, I can go on and on and on with the shit that you'll need, if you would like. If you do, if you want me to do a list video of all the shit you'll need for SHTF, please do say something in the comment section below. And again, I need you all to subscribe to my backup channels. One on BitChute, one on YouTube. Links in the description box below. Till next time, people, kill the state and live free.